Hello and welcome to the English Empire channel. Are you tired of letting emotions control your life? Want to stop reacting impulsively and start responding with strength and clarity? Well, you're in the right place. In today's video, we're going to explore the difference between reacting and responding, and how mastering this simple shift can change your life. But it's not just about surviving. It's about thriving, staying untouchable, and taking back your power. Stick with me till the end, and I'll show you how you can be calm, strong, and unstoppable no matter what life throws your way. If you're ready to take control of your emotions and build true inner strength, don't forget to hit that like button, comment with your thoughts, and subscribe for more life-changing content. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Let's start today's lesson. Lesson 1. Reacting means you're being controlled. Have you ever been in a situation where someone can make you angry with just a word? When your mood can be completely altered by someone else's actions? That's when you know they're in control. Every time you react without thinking, you give up something precious: your peace, your energy, your power. Many people believe reacting quickly is a sign of strength, but it's not. It's a sign of being easily manipulated. Think about how many moments in your life were ruined because you reacted too quickly. How many times did you regret things you said or did in a fit of anger? This is emotional slavery. You might not have physical chains, but your emotions are being controlled by external forces. And the most painful part is, you probably don't even realize it. For example, there was a man who worked hard and earned respect in his office. But one day, in a meeting, his boss unfairly criticized him. In that moment, he lost control. He shouted, argued, and defended himself. It wasn't just the criticism that hurt, it was his reaction. Later, everyone remembered him not as the hard-working employee, but as the emotional guy. That one moment ruined everything he had worked for. So what's the solution? The 5-second rule. Strong people know when to pause. Next time someone disrespects you, insults you, or makes you angry, don't react. Just breathe. Inhale. Exhale for 5 seconds. In those 5 seconds, you take back your control. When you pause, you regain your power. The emotion fades, and your mind starts thinking clearly. When you respond, you'll speak wisely, not emotionally. This one simple habit will change your life forever. Lesson 2. Most reactions become regrets. We all have moments in life that we wish we could undo. One word, one message, one angry outburst that we can never take back. And it's not just the moment that haunts us, it's our reaction to it. You don't carry the insult, you carry the guilt of how you reacted. You don't carry the problem, but the way you broke down emotionally. Many think that reacting quickly shows honesty, but it actually reveals pain, not power. When you react, you're simply trying to survive emotionally. Reacting is what you do when you're hurt, when you feel weak. But once the moment passes, all that's left is guilt, shame, and regret. Consider this. How many relationships have you ruined because you reacted too quickly? How many arguments could have been avoided with a moment of patience? How many peaceful days have you lost because you allowed someone else to dictate your emotions? The real tragedy is, sometimes you only realize the damage too late. There was a woman who had a close bond with her sister. One day, during a family gathering, her sister made a sarcastic remark that touched a sensitive spot. In that moment, the woman exploded. She said things that weren't true, words that she couldn't take back. The silence that followed was deafening. That moment changed everything. Years later, she still regretted how she reacted, not what her sister said. One moment of emotional reaction can create a lifetime of regret. So, what's the solution? Train yourself to respond, not react. This is a mindset, a daily discipline. When you feel hurt or angry, remind yourself, this emotion is real, but my reaction is a choice. Pause. Let the emotion rise, but don't act on it immediately. Feel it, name it, and then ask yourself, is this moment causing this pain, or is it something deeper? Take time, minutes, hours, or even days, and respond only when you've gained clarity. This habit can save your relationships, your peace, and your future. Lesson 3. Silence is a superpower. We live in a world that thrives on noise. People are always talking, arguing, justifying, trying to prove themselves right. But here's the truth you won't hear elsewhere. The strongest people are not the loudest. They're the quiet ones, the ones who don't feel the need to prove anything to anyone. Silence is often misunderstood. People think that being quiet means weakness, that walking away means fear. But the reality is quite the opposite. It takes more strength to remain calm than to shout. It takes more wisdom to walk away than to argue. Silence is not a sign of fear, it's a sign of control, focus, and dignity. Let me give you an example. A man was publicly humiliated on social media by a former friend. The whole world expected him to fight back, to defend himself, but he didn't. He stayed silent. People called him weak, but months later, the truth came out, and the liar was exposed. The man's silence was now seen as strength, dignity, and class. While others were caught up in drama, he remained calm and ultimately won. The lesson here? Use silence as a weapon, not a weakness. You don't have to respond to every insult or justify yourself to people who have already made their minds up. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is say nothing. Let silence speak louder than words. Lesson 4. Not everything deserves your energy. One of the greatest mistakes people make in life is fighting every battle, arguing with every critic, trying to defend themselves in every disagreement, or responding to every negative comment. It might feel like you're being brave or strong, but in reality, this is how you slowly destroy your energy, your peace, your focus, and even your future. The truth is, not everything is worth your time or energy. Not everyone deserves a response from you. Not every problem needs your emotional investment. You only have so much energy in a day, and when you waste it on the wrong people or things, you're left with less for what truly matters. When you give your energy to drama or gossip, you lose energy for your goals. When you focus on hate or negativity, you lose energy for love and peace. You give your energy to what drains you, and then wonder why you feel so empty inside. There are people in this world who want your reaction, not because they care about you, but because it feeds their ego to see you disturbed or broken. They don't want peace, they want drama. If you keep stepping into their world, you'll never build your own. Let me share an example. There was a college student named Bright. She was disciplined, focused, and dedicated to her studies. But one day, rumors started circulating that she had cheated on an exam. The gossip spread like wildfire, and people began treating her differently. Bright, feeling the sting of these false accusations, reacted emotionally. She posted long messages online, trying to clear her name. But the more she fought to prove herself, the more she lost her focus, her peace, and her dreams. Eventually, she stopped studying. She became bitter. She wasted her energy on something that didn't deserve her attention. The lesson here? Learn to protect your energy like it's gold. You don't need to respond to every attack or try to explain yourself to people who have already made their minds up. Choose your battles wisely. Ask yourself, is this worth my energy today? If the answer is no, walk away. Don't waste your time fighting battles that won't help you grow. Remember, peace comes not from winning every argument, but from knowing which battles to avoid. Lesson 5. The one who stays calm wins. The world respects people who stay calm, especially when everything around them is falling apart. Calm people are trusted. They make better decisions, build stronger relationships, and live more fulfilled lives. Why? Because when you stay calm, you maintain your power. You see things clearly. You become the leader in every situation, even without speaking a word. Most people live their lives like storms. They shout, panic, cry, blame, and lose control, and then wonder why nothing seems to work. But the person who stays calm, they become the stillness that overpowers the storm. Calmness isn't about ignoring your pain. It's about learning how to hold it with strength, not with panic. Let me give you an example. There was a man on a crowded train. A drunk man entered the car, angry, pushing people, shouting, and causing chaos. Everyone else was either shouting back, moving away, or recording the incident. But one old man stayed calm. He didn't react. When the angry man approached him, ready to fight, the old man simply looked him in the eye and said, "Whatever happened to you today, I'm sorry it brought you this far." The drunk man froze. His fists dropped, and he began to cry. The entire train fell silent. That one calm man changed the entire energy of the room. The lesson? Calmness is not weakness, it's power. It takes far more strength to remain composed than to react in anger. When you stay calm, you control the situation. You win without fighting. So the next time chaos erupts around you, take a deep breath. Stay still. You don't need to engage in the noise. You don't need to react. Just stay calm and watch how the storm dissipates. Lesson 6. Reaction is habit. Response is power. Most people don't realize this. They're not reacting because they're angry. They're reacting because reacting has become a habit. It's automatic. It's emotional. It's not even a choice anymore. When someone disrespects you, your first instinct is to fight back. When someone ignores you, your first thought is to get upset. When someone cuts you off in traffic, you want to yell. But here's the key difference. Reaction is instinct. Response is intentional. And it's the ability to respond, not react, that leads to peace, success, and personal power. When you react, you're like a volcano, loud, wild, and destructive. But when you respond, you're like the ocean, calm, steady, and untouchable. The person who reacts gives away their power. The person who responds holds on to it. Let me share a story. There was a young man working as a waiter in a busy restaurant. One evening, a rude customer walked in, snapping orders and eventually yelling across the room when his food was delayed. Everyone expected the young man to react, shout back, argue, defend himself, but he didn't. He calmly looked at the customer and said, "Sir, I'm doing my best. If that's not enough, I understand, but I will continue to serve you with respect, because that's who I am." The whole room fell silent. The customer who had walked in looking for a fight suddenly looked small and insignificant. The young man had won, not by reacting, but by responding with calm and dignity. The lesson: break the habit of reacting. Respond with awareness, not emotion. When you're triggered, take a pause. Ask yourself, is this response coming from a place of truth or from old wounds? When you choose to respond with wisdom, you will control the situation, not the other way around. Lesson 7. If you want peace, let go of ego. Ego is often the silent cause of much of our suffering. It's the voice inside that says, "They should have treated me better. I need to prove I'm right. I deserve more respect." Ego thrives on being seen, admired, and validated. But the truth is, when we live according to our ego, we are living in a prison. Ego is the reason you react emotionally, trying to prove your worth or defend your honor. It's why you shout in anger or post long defenses online. But ego isn't your strength, it's your prison. It's the reason you stay stuck in bitterness, anger, and regret. Ego wants attention. It wants to win. But your soul wants peace. Let me share a powerful example. A man had worked tirelessly for a company for years, giving everything he had. But one day, without warning, the company let him go. No apology, no gratitude. His ego screamed, "How could they do this to me?" He was angry, ready to fight back and expose them. But before he acted, he spoke to his grandmother, a woman who had endured much hardship in her life. She said, "You don't heal by proving others wrong. You heal by showing them their actions will not control your future." Those words changed him forever. He didn't fight. He walked away in silence, with dignity. Years later, he had his own successful business, far more prosperous than the company that had let him go. The lesson here? Let go of ego. When you choose to rise above your ego, you become free. You stop fighting battles that don't matter. You stop reacting to people who want to drag you down. And you stop letting external circumstances dictate your inner peace. Conclusion: master your peace, master your life. The path to inner peace is not about avoiding conflict or pretending that everything is fine. It's about learning to control your reactions, to remain calm in the face of adversity, and to let go of the ego that seeks validation. When you can do this, you gain the ultimate power: peace. You don't need to react to every insult. You don't need to defend yourself against every attack. You don't need to win every argument. What you need is to protect your peace, respond thoughtfully, and let your silence speak louder than your words. By practicing these principles daily, you will build a life that is untouchable by negativity, unshaken by drama, and empowered by the quiet strength of your inner peace. May your journey to calmness and clarity begin now. Remember, peace isn't about avoiding the storm. It's about learning how to stand strong through it. When you stop reacting, you start truly living. You become untouchable, unstoppable. So take this lesson and apply it, and watch how your life transforms. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, leave a comment with your thoughts or experiences, and subscribe to the channel for more powerful lessons. Let's continue growing together. Stay strong, stay silent, and keep rising.